Hey everybody, it's another Prioirity Premium Top 10 coming to you from the Auto Show, where I pick 10 of my favorite cars that are currently on sale over at Hyundai of Newport in their Prioirity Premium segment. They're located over at 1215 West Main Road in Middletown, Rhode Island, and to start us off, I have this beautiful 2021 BMW 750i xDrive. This is the updated BMW 7 Series. I really like these. Of course, it has the classic BMW headlights and grille. Even if you're not a car person, I've said before on the show, you can always tell a BMW from its distinctive front end and styling features. This competes with the Mercedes-Benz S-Class, Lexus LS, but the BMW gives you more of a sporty feel. I love the blue on this. I like that this doesn't have crazy big wheels because, as we know here in New England, the larger the sidewall or the tallness of the dark part of the tire here definitely gives you a better ride, and I think these are a nice size for this. The 750 is the V8 version. Even though it says 750, it is a 4.4 liter twin turbo, xDrive being the all-wheel drive, and this being the 21, it is the new body style. So if we go peek over here, now these go for pretty much over $100,000. This one's only $58,900. It's got the cognac interior, which I'm a huge fan of. V8, all-wheel drive, 8-speed automatic transmission. It's just a luxury barge. If you do a lot of miles, or you just like something comfortable and very powerful, this is definitely a vehicle that should be in the running for you. Next up is a very special vehicle. This one completely is really neat if you're a car person. I have probably only seen maybe 2 of these in real life, maybe 3. This one is a 2008 Bentley Azour. Jean-Claude Van Damme had one of these. Interesting fact. This is an enormous Bentley, big 2-door convertible. If you've ever sat in a Bentley, they just smell like leather and everything's nice and all of the dials and everything clunks and thuds. I don't think anybody does interiors better than Bentley, and this car is no different. It's extremely unique, yet understated with the dark color. You know, it doesn't look totally crazy. Chrome-clad wheels, you can't tell from this picture, but this is a very large car. I've always really liked these. You can definitely take friends out to dinner in it or just go cruising in Newport or wherever. Beluga on tan, only 20,000 miles on this. 8 cylinders, 6 3/4 liter V8 in this one, and the updated 6-speed automatic, which makes it a pleasure to drive. $95,900 new. These were outrageously expensive. But with the V8 and the rear-wheel drive, these can be a vehicle you can take out all the time and not worry about. And it has that big, stately Bentley front end and, you know, wonderful ride. I really love the headlights, the square front end. It's really an old-school Bentley, but new, 2008, so you're not going to be dealing with all old kind of Lucas Electrics and all those things. Definitely a vehicle to take a look at if you want something super unique and fun and comfortable. In keeping with the Bentley theme, up next is this 2011 Bentley Continental GTC Speed. So that's the fast one, of course. The reason I picked this vehicle is I really like the look of it. Wait until I show you the interior. It has these nice dark wheels, and compared to the Azour, this is more of a sleeker, more updated looking Bentley. That's more stately for luxury and cruising, where this does that as well, but it's also ultra fast. These were over 200-mile-per-hour cars. Of course, this one, only $67,900, and this just isn't a regular Continental convertible. This is the Speed, which gives you a bunch of upgrades: brakes, wheels, special interior. So it's a Bentley's Bentley. $67,900, black on black, we call that Jordo spec, and of course, all-wheel drive and a W12 twin-turbo 12-cylinder engine. Let's poke over to the interior here, which I'm sure we'll pull up on the screen. And if we go inside, it's black, but it's stitched with this beautiful red leather. And just like the other Bentley I mentioned, everything clunks and thuds nicely when you close the door, when you put the car in gear, when you use the controls. They just did a killer job, and I think also it's extremely comfortable and fast. So if you crunch a lot of miles and you want to crunch them in style, this is definitely a vehicle to consider. Next up, we're going to split off into SUVs with this beautiful 2017 Range Rover Sport. This is the 5-liter V8 supercharged. If you're unfamiliar with that engine, it came in the Jaguar XKR, the XFR, and of course the F-Type V8. They sound incredible and they have an enormous amount of character. And the fact that they're available in an SUV with Range Rover capability is fantastic. If you've ever heard one go by, you're like, what is that? You'll turn around, you're like, oh, it was an SUV, it's in a Range Rover. I just think, and it also comes in Jaguars. I really like these. I used to have a vehicle with this engine, that's why I'm so enthusiastic about it. In the age of downsizing and 6 cylinders and turbo 4 cylinders and some AMG cars, a good old supercharged 5-liter V8 is where you want to be, especially if you're a car guy and you like that noise like I do. You get that supercharger whine. But I could go on and on for days. This is a great vehicle. The Range Rover Sport is the baby brother to the big Range, and with new Ranges going for well over $100,000, this one at $35,900 with the supercharged V8, this is something I'd spend my own money on, and I'm having a hard time not doing it. Black, as I love all my cars, that's why I picked it. And we've got the red brake calipers, the sport wheels, and this one being a 2017 black, only 44,000 miles. They know how to pick these cars up. 8-speed automatic, and of course, we're in New England here, but wherever you are, even though it is a sporty vehicle, it has huge off-road chops, so if you randomly go camping or you need to get anywhere, the terrain response system will do that in these. If you haven't had a chance to drive one, get yourself in a Range Rover, take it for a ride, and especially one of the 5-liter V8 ones. Keeping with the V8 theme and some elegant luxury, we have this 2016 Mercedes E-Class E550. Now, two things very unique about this vehicle that I'd like to point out. It's one of the reasons I chose it. A lot of times, the E-Class is just the quintessential, understated, solid sedan. This one is the coupe version, which I prefer because I love a coupe and the fastback roofline. It has bespoke seats. It's a little different than the sedan, and it's a little sportier. This one has the AMG split 5-spoke wheels, which I like so much. Different front fascia, headlights, but it still gives you the solidity and the ride of the E-Class Mercedes. This one's a 550, which means it is, of course, the twin-turbo V8, and we love V8s. This one's in white, and a coupe white works great on this car. It's very sleek. I think if you do like an E-Class, if you can pull off the 2-door thing, you know, some people like having the rear doors. I don't. This is a great car to have, especially to bomb around town in and crunch highway miles. $27,900, come on. For a polar white on black interior, 65,000 miles, gets 26 miles to the gallon on the highway, rear-wheel drive, 7-speed transmission. The mid-range punch that these twin-turbo German cars have is something to behold, especially when you put it in the sportier modes. Once you get up 3,000, 4,000 RPM, it really puts you back in your seat. I used to work for Mercedes-Benz back in the day, and I remember the V8 cars really were different than the 6-cylinder cars. Even though the 6s are great, if you like a powerful V8 car, and especially for me, the noise, this is definitely a vehicle that should be on your list. Now, I know I go on and on about 2-door cars and sporty cars because it's a car show, we love those things. But if you need yourself an SUV to do things every day, the GLE is a fantastic vehicle for that. It's the perfect height to get in and out of. You can fit your groceries, dogs, people, go to dinner. This also has some off-road chops as well. You have the 4-wheel drive Mercedes-Benz patented 4MATIC system. And the GLE, this is a turbocharged 4-cylinder vehicle. They ride very nicely and they have that classic Mercedes-Benz solidity. I always say if you blindfolded me and let me drive 5 cars across the parking lot, I could tell you which one's a Mercedes-Benz just by the ride quality and how the everything feels. Lunar Blue on Macchiato, Magma Gray, what a cool thing here. And we've got a 9-speed automatic, 61,000 miles, and even though this is a pretty decent sized vehicle, 26 miles per gallon on the highway is great. And one of the great things about these, we have a vehicle similar in the family with similar headlights. At nighttime, the interior lights up beautifully, and the headlights are fantastic, especially in bad weather. So if you need something to drive all the time, 4-wheel drive, fit all your things, and still have a great amount of luxury, GLE is a great car for that. All right, up next is this 2016 Mercedes-Benz S550 4MATIC. Like I told you, 4MATIC, the 4-wheel drive, the 550, the twin-turbo V8 we talked about in the white coupe from earlier. This is, you know, if you think of big sedans, you think of the Mercedes-Benz S-Class. They have always been innovators with technology and safety in these vehicles, and this one's no different. Now, the reason I picked this one in particular is, one, because I like the color. Secondly, as the split 5-spoke AMG wheels, and 2016, this is the newer body style. Not the brand new one, but this is the newer S-Class body style, and this one's only $43,900, and you get all-wheel drive, and you get a twin-turbo V8, and you get an updated Mercedes-Benz S-Class with the AMG wheels. I can't say enough good things about the S-Class. If you've driven one, you know what I'm talking about. Black on black. This one, now look, 29,000 miles, 2016, so you know it's been well taken care of. 7-speed automatic. This is definitely a great buy. You do not see a lot of S-Classes with low miles because they ride so well, and like I always say, they crunch the miles. If you're doing cross country, you're going back and forth to Boston or what have you, this is a fabulous car to do it in with the power and the luxury, and it has so many great safety features to keep you on the road and keep you from being distracted. These always have huge miles on them because that's why people buy them. The fact that this is super low mileage and it's the updated body style, I think this is a great buy. All right, up next is a pretty exciting vehicle. You pretty much never see these. I think I've only seen one. This is a 2021 Maybach GLS 600 4MATIC. Now, Maybach merged with Mercedes-Benz. That's their ultra luxury, as if it can't get more luxury than a Mercedes. Look at the wheels on this. This car has presence. It has the Maybach grille. It has the bespoke Maybach wheels, the front fascia. It has the fancy Maybach suspension. Now, this is a car that you can take, it's got 3 rows, you can take everybody in it and have a blast. The interior, I mean, it's pretty much Bentley quality, but it's got a little more technology in my opinion. There are all kinds of lights and safety features galore, and it's ultra comfortable, as you would expect. This one, $137,900, as it is the Maybach 600. 21,000 miles, 9-speed, all-wheel drive. Let's just go over here and take a peek at the interior because I think that's where this vehicle really shines. Look at that. It's gorgeous. It has the bespoke floor mats. We have Maybach pedals. It has the single monocolor steering wheel. It has these beautiful seats. It's just not something you get in an everyday car. This is probably, one of 20 or one of 10 or something like that ordered like this. I love the different color piping, the different interior. It's just a different level of vehicle. And if you're looking for something ultra luxury and you're looking at, like Bentley Bentegas, things like that, this is definitely something to consider, especially if you need a third row. I think it gets slept on, and you can't beat the ride. It's a Maybach. So if this is something that you're into, and you want an experience, this is a vehicle that you'd want to get. On a completely different note, we have this 2019 black on black PDK Porsche 718 Cayman, one of the best handling cars on sale. And one thing I'd like to note with the Porsche Cayman is that it strikes a great balance between both ride and handling, whereas a lot of modern cars that are sporty tend to be too stiff. Porsche somehow magically makes it so the primary ride really doesn't rattle you over the little bumps and things, and it's able to soak up things, especially in the 718 Cayman. This is a mid-engine car. As I mentioned, this vehicle has PDK. Car show, love manual transmissions, but the only thing that would steer me away from a manual is PDK. It is, that and Ferrari are the two best automatic shifting transmissions in the entire world, in my opinion. If you haven't experienced it, you almost can't believe how quick the shifts are, since it's just changing clutches as opposed to actually changing gears. It is really, really impressive. This one on nice Michelin tires, and I like that it has the silver wheels. A lot of people kind of go nuts with the dark wheels, and I've had them on my car, and they look good on certain things, but I like this. Black, silver, PDK 718 Cayman, and this one's super low mileage. 59,900 for this vehicle, and it only has 12,000 miles. And this one has the 4-cylinder engine, which has so much mid-range grunt to it. So if you've driven the 6 and the 4, because of the turbo, is definitely going to have that punch. I spoke to somebody who actually had one of these, a manual one, and he raced it on the track, and he actually liked it better than his 6-cylinder car because it had so much mid-range torque to punch you out of those corners, especially if you're on a back road having a nice time. Speaking of back roads, one of the greatest backroad twisties cars is the Cayman, in my opinion, Cayman and Boxster. So if you like those kind of things and you like a vehicle like this, this couldn't be better. Black, silver wheels, PDK, it's a backroad corner carver. Last but certainly not least is this 2020 Volvo XC60 T5 Inscription. I love the Scandinavian design of Volvos. I've always been a Volvo fan. They're safe, and now they're extra stylish. I like the old 240s, the square 240s. I know that wasn't everybody's favorite design language, but my goodness, when they started to come out with the Thor's Hammer headlights and the new grille, when they reintroduced that second generation of the XC90 and brought the styling to this XC60, it really is a handsome vehicle. And of course, it's super safe. I like the wheels on this vehicle. I like the Thor's Hammer headlights, like I mentioned. It fits all your things. Dogs, camping gear, groceries, people, things, kids, adults to bring to dinner, what have you. Just a great all-around vehicle. Like I was kind of mentioning with the GLE. If you want something that's a little different, a Volvo is definitely a different kind of vehicle. When you see a Volvo, I just love the Scandinavian design, and especially the interior. It's very simple, it's very nice, it's very user-friendly. There are actual buttons for things, which is a big thing for me and most people sometimes. But this is just a great all-around vehicle. And at $32,900 and only being a 2020, I think it's a great value as well. And of course, me picking it, it's black on black. 44,000 miles, it gets great fuel mileage, all-wheel drive, 8-speed automatic, and they have a nice solidity to them as well, like I mentioned with the Mercedes-Benz vehicles earlier. A Volvo is a great car that you can always feel safe in. So if you want something a little different than everybody on the road, want something Scandinavian design, beautiful, definitely give the Volvo a try. So that wraps up Prioirity Premium Top 10. You can visit these guys in their new showroom at 1215 West Main Road in Middletown, Rhode Island, and check out all the cool cars we just talked about. And now, on with the auto show.